So I becomes the most important thing, be it IIT or IIM. Whereas here it's not, it is we. That we is the culture that we want to retain and we want to make it stronger and stronger.
We are right now sitting in between this, huge, lush green trees that I can see around me, and I kid you not, this entire place is so beautiful that it somehow makes you feel that you are not inside a campus but inside a park. And in this park, I have with me the director of the institute, IRMA, that we are in today. Hi, Dr. Das, thank you very much for joining us today on this particular conversation. I would like to know a little bit more from you, when we talk about IRMA, what differentiates IRMA in your opinion?
IRMA is a premier institute as far as the rural management program in rural management is concerned. It's unique because the society is at the center of our deliberations, discussions program. Unlike corporate, here we want to see the welfare of the households,
Right.
the equitable distribution of the resources of in the households or in a particular village. We are more concerned about the ecosystem of the rural areas. I think the credit should go to our founder, Dr. Verghese Kurian, who is a visionary, who realized the importance of the development of the rural areas. Unless the rural areas progress or develop, the country is not going to develop. So the growth and development of India depends on the growth and the development of the rural India. And if you want the development of the rural India, the organizations which are managing the rural areas, underserved areas, they should be manned by the professional managers. Right. That's the objective, and that is what differentiates IRMA from rest of the business schools.
I'll take you a little back to what, we feed to our students as a generation, or, the whole idea of, you doing an MBA and then you're going out in the market and then you're making profits and then you're landing up to these swanky consulting jobs is the kind of, picture that is projected by B schools across the country and over the world also. How do you break that? How do you break that clutter and module and make sure that, the students who walk in here, they see and understand this value?
See, I think one is awareness about the society, awareness about the economy, and second, the value system. The moment we highlight and tell them the value system and how important is the human being, it's not just materialistic, money, see, it's not important. What is important is how satisfied you are. At the end of the day, you should feel, yes, I did something back, I gave back something to the society. The moment you tell them how important the lives of the human beings, it's not just the race, yes, everybody wants to lead a better life, but at the end of the day, we also want others to live a decent life. Right. So the moment we tell them, teach them and make them understand, the environment is going to change.
And from the learning pedagogy that IRMA has, let's just understand now, how this cooperation work, how do you make sure that these students actually work together?
So it starts with I would say the VFS. When they go to the village and they stay together in a small, I think in one room, even yesterday I had been to one of our village where the couple of students, they were sharing the same room and they were staying below a water tank, right? So that's the first the exposure we give. You go and stay with the villagers, how they live. I think you go to any village, you will see in one room, at least 5, 6, 7 family members are staying together, and different people are in the family, they are trying to support the family in different manner. Right? So, and even village, how the community development, how they all come together to develop, to make the place better. So I think these are some of the first initial steps that we take, respecting each other, believing in democracy. It's not that I know everything, everybody knows most of the things. Right? So that kind of fellow feeling is more important for the success of the cooperation.
You are new to the system, you have come in here, it's been 10 months now. that you have been part of this institute, and must have heard these stories of these students who have transformations in their lives, right? They must be coming in from different parts of the world, from different kind of backgrounds in their families, and going through these experiences. What sort of change does that bring to them? And if you know of any such stories where you've seen that graph happening, if you can share those.
I think whenever I talk to the alumni, one thing they cherish not the courses that they did, or not the what kind of life they maintained inside the campus. One thing they remember is their experiences in the field. Right, so after 20-30 years when they come back, that is the only thing that they cherish, that they remember. Right. It's not what faculty taught them what, or whether somebody scolded or misbehaved, no. So that is something which a lot of people have, because you will see 50 to 60% of the people, they come from the urban areas. They might not even seen the underserved segment, or they might not have even gone to the rural areas. Even after 10-20 years of their completing the program, they still have some connection with the rural people. They are being in constant touch. They are being invited for the weddings, for the ceremonies, right? And always they have whatever form they want, they give back to the society. The way we deal with the people, the way we unpack the problems or situations or analysis that we undertake is very different from the other organizations or where I was working, or other, even I'm associated with IIMs, so what I have seen in the IIMs and IITs, it's entirely different from the way we take the issues and challenges here.
So, if I have to ask you, and you can choose not to answer this, how is IRMA different from, say, an IIM or an IIT?
IIMs, it's not that what they are doing is bad, because when we teach, even say there are a set of objectives. Profit maximization, sales maximization, welfare maximization. So what we do is welfare maximization. And it's not that rat race, and as I told you, cooperative. We believe in cooperation. Right. So the cooperation which you will not find, be it IITs or IIMs, so I want to excel. So I becomes the most important thing, be it IIT or IIM. Whereas here it's not, it is we. That we is the culture that we want to retain, and we want to make it stronger and strengthen.
Lovely. And that brings me to the kind of shift, the tectonic shift that is happening right now in the rural economy as well. We have all seen, COVID, how it all has affected the GDP, the entire economy has shrunk because of that, barring the agriculture, where things have happened and people have seen the silver lining, right? Make for India is happening, vocal for local is happening, and there's a lot of stress that is happening for the rural India to prosper in the future. Keeping this in mind, how much do you think is the demand for able managers that are going to be in the future, and how effective do you think an IRMA, MBA or a PGTM course that you are offering is going to be for them?
If you see the rural management, the need for rural managers or the managers who are going to manage the organization working the rural areas, the supply is very less compared to the demand. And even today, if you see, not many organizations are being run professionally. It's being run, but it is not run by professionally trained human resources who know how the system is to be run. 70% of the economy is dependent on the rural area, be it marketing, be it finance, be it HR, or be it any other resource.
Even the HULs of the world are making 1 rupee sachet to cater to that.
Even if you say the GDP contribution of the rural economy, if you take the formal as well as informal sector, so formal we are capturing, but the contribution of informal sector has not been captured even our GDP. Right. So if you capture the contribution of the informal sector and formal sector, the importance of the rural sector we have not even estimated. Right? We are saying how important, but nobody has even estimated how important. Yes, it is important. The number of institutions that are offering programs which are relevant for the development of the rural economy or the Indian economy is not many. So be it the agribusiness, be it the finance inclusiveness and how we are going to make money available so that they will be self-sufficient, self-reliant. When we are talking about Atmanirbhar, it's not just but we have to have enough people to train them, to teach them, to handhold them for a while. It's very important unless there are people who are going to help these people understand and organize the entire value chain, right? Otherwise what will happen is, so in bits and pieces we have interventions, in bits and pieces we have schemes, but these schemes are not going to succeed unless your entire value system is in place. So who is going to ensure the entire value system? These professional managed, because they understand how important marketing is. Even Dr. Kurian, he understood, if you see the success of Amul today, it is because they understood the importance of the marketing. So through marketing, through cooperation, through as a professional input, trained the people, only we can bring the change.
Do you feel somehow, these B schools which project this amazing pictures? I mentioned before also that this glamorous world of MBA that is projected and promised to them at the earlier stage of their career when they are roping themselves in. From there, when they are posted in a rural kind of a setup, they have to go for a factory stint in a very rural kind of a place which they might not have thought of, right? And when that formal training is not there, initially when they find themselves in those kind of roles, they usually are in a place where they think that, oh my God, where have I landed? This is not what I have signed up for. So do you think that formal training is missing somewhere in the kind of managers that we are preparing today, and what should be done to alter it?
No, it's a mindset. So for example, if you take the new education policy, those are some of the gaps which you will find the new education policy is trying to address. By making it multidisciplinary, by making it interdisciplinary, by bringing more of humanity in social sciences, because unless you understand the humanity and unless you appreciate the social sciences, it's very difficult, right? So we have to somewhere change the attitude of the people, the young managers. It's not that when we say rural manager, you have to go to the rural area and stay there. Even by staying in urban cities, you can, the decisions that you are taking is for the rural people. Right. So unless you understand how the rural consumers behave, how the rural household, for example, if you take, if it is health sector, unless I know what is the health seeking behavior of the rural economy or households or the consumption pattern, right? How they take the decision, who takes the decision, right? And how am I going to sell my product? Which particular attribute am I going to highlight? Okay. Which brand is going to succeed in the rural area? That's where I think one change that we require or need or we have to emphasize is the attitude. Right? Otherwise, I think there is no difference between the managers. Managers are managers.
So, Dr. Darsh, let's make this a little easier for our audiences who are watching this. 3 key skills or 3 key qualities that a B school student must possess or should develop from a B school in order to be successful in the kind of business world that we are looking at.
I think the first is you need to understand your strength, and it should be holistic. Because it's not like opportunistic, you have to be, that's what I mean by holistic person. And as I told you in the beginning, empathy is something which is very important for to be a successful manager. How am I going to lead? How am I going to lead my people, and how am I going to set examples or understand my clients? So trust, empathy, and reading the faces. So these are some of the things which always I think are important for any management scholar or student.
Let's talk a little bit about placements now. What sort of companies do IRMA see coming on campus, picking up students, and what sort of roles do students get generally from here?
We get a variety of organizations. We start from agribusiness, rural marketing kind of organizations. We get organizations from banking, finance, insurance, that's another segment. We also get entities from collective, cooperative, that's one of our major recruiters. and we get companies from development agencies, government agencies. So these are major consulting firms. So they are the major recruiters for our people. And consistently, I think over the years, placement, it was never a concern. It will not be a concern for a organization like IRMA. We get 100% placement. Some of the students, they close to 10% to 15% they get pre-placement offers, and another 80-85% they get placed through our placements.
Right.
And could be 2-3% they go for higher studies. Initially they are picked up for business executives, business managers, or research managers. So I think most of them, they are placed in assistant manager, management manager cadre.
Okay, Dr. Das, before we let you go, last piece of advice that you have for students who are watching this, who are maybe thinking that whether they should apply for a course like this at IRMA, what should be your advice for them?
Think critically, listen to what your heart says, or what you as a person think, how you want to contribute to the society, where you want to be 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line. So you should be clear about what kind of life you want to lead, right? So because opportunities are plenty, so I should take the right decision, and I should not regret or say having taken a decision. So if you have taken a decision, stick to it, right? So so make use of, don't get carried away by what others say. X might have done it, or Y might have done it. Does not mean you have to do it.
All right, Dr. Das, there is a Caroline chime telling us that it's already 5. Thank you very much for sharing so many, wonderful insights about this institute. And, hearing this makes me feel like, I've come to a different space altogether, because we go to various B schools and we see a different kind of, pedagogy and idea of what B schools are. Coming here definitely gave me a different perspective, and thank you very much for, laying it out for all of us. To those who is watching this video, if you want to know more about this particular institute, there is a link in the description. You can go check that out. Also, tell us in the comments below what you think about what Dr. Das mentioned in this video, and do tell us what other videos you want us to make, and we will come up with them very soon. Thank you very much.